Today we're in Oakville and it's a nice foggy fall morning on the pond. And I'm with Cathy Lorraway. Is that how you say your last name?
That's right, yeah.
Awesome. Cathy had got an early start, which is amazing. She's working on beautiful pastel. Is pastel your favorite?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Because I just love the colors and the tactileness of it, you know?
When did you first start making art, Cathy?
Oh, probably when I was a child. Yeah, I was the one who got the art lessons.
Yeah.
In my family. So, yeah, from an early age. Saturday morning art classes and went from there.
What was it about making art as a child that attracted you the most?
Oh, it was something that I love to do. And, you know, you find kindred spirits in the classroom and you know, it was my thing. You know, my brothers and sisters had their sports or piano or something like that, and for me it was art. And so when you're one of 5 kids, it's nice to be different about something, you know. So yeah, it was just something that I really enjoyed from an early age.
So would you say it was the feeling that creating art gives you?
Yeah, the feeling, and you know, it's nice to be good at something when you're a little girl. Yeah.
So are landscapes something that are your most favorite?
I do. I like landscapes. I also like portraits, but I really love landscapes. I like being out in nature and just the peacefulness of it, and you know, it's very rejuvenating to be out here, and you know, you hear the birds, and it's just a lovely way to spend a day.
How long have you been creating art professionally?
Well, I didn't really take a straight path. I taught high school art and photography for almost 30 years.
Yeah.
And so I took some sabbatical years where I really focused on my art. I was trying to finish my Ontario College of Art diploma. So in 1995 I spent a whole year, and then again in 2005 I took a semester off, and but I really got into it again when I retired after June 2015. I was able to have the time to really focus on it, and that's when I discovered plein air.
Right.
Really, and then a couple of years after that, I discovered pastels. So it's been kind of a windy road.
Yeah.
But they, you know, every experience informs the other one, so it all helps. But yeah, it wasn't just constantly doing it just because, you know, there's only so much time in the day, and I found teaching took you know, the preparation and the marking and such took a lot of time, and you know, taking care of my son took time, and running the household and all of that, there's, you know, there's only so much time and energy left. So, you know, it just got a little bit on the back burner for a while, and but like anything, when you finally get around to it, you appreciate it that much more.
Yeah.
Just like in COVID, now that we can't do things, we appreciate them
Yeah.
more than when we were doing them, right? So it's the same thing with art. You just relish this time even more now that you've got it, and don't take it for granted, you know.
So you said you've been doing this professionally for how long?
Well, probably kind of started getting serious about it July of 2015.
Mm-hmm.
Started training with the Burlington Fine Art Association plein air group. And then from there, I met another group that paints in the winter.
Oh, wow.
These hardcore
Yeah.
plein air painters called the Monday Painters, and they go out every Monday, and I think they're a lovely group of people too. And then from there, you know, you meet people and they suggest things, and so I started to take courses through the Dundas Valley School of Art, and that was really helpful. And just kept going out and doing it, and started participating in some plein air events. There's a great one in Aurora, plein air festival there, and you learn from each thing you do. And,
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I went, and
Wow.
so I just started taking workshops and courses. Met wonderful people along the way, and
So do you actively show your work?
I do. I have a show coming up in Burlington at the Hub Gallery. It's in Burlington Central Mall.
Yep.
I'm showing with two other artists, Jake Bowman and Gerda Faulkner.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've shown there, and I've shown in juried shows, and then I have a wonderfully art-supportive hairdresser who's allowed me to show and have openings in his hair salon.
Wow, that's great.
So especially during COVID, we're one of the few places people is their hair salon.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been able to show and sell paintings there, and so he's been wonderful. His whole staff has been wonderful and very supportive. So that's been great. And then through a lot of the people that I've met through the Burlington Fine Art Association, I've gone into some online art tours. For example, the West Hamilton art tour.
Yep.
In May.
Yep.
I did that one, and I'm doing the Art for Action tour in November. So those are online now because of COVID. But hopefully one day they'll be physical again. And, but back in 2005, I did a neighborhood art tour. So I used my house as the sites, and where people go around to different studios and houses. So there were two other artists with me then, and so it's been all over the place. I've been entering in jury shows lately, so I've had luck to get into online jury shows. I recently got into the McMichael online jury show for their plein air event, and last year I got into the Beaux-Arts Gallery jury show, and just different jury shows, the Burlington Fine Art one, and just Pastel Arts Canada jury shows. And so it encourages you to keep going. And then you learn from each time you enter, and so on. So that's been a bit of a journey. Just getting the courage to put yourself out there, and then encouraging when you do get in, and learning a lot when you don't get in too.
So would you say that's something that new artists, emerging artists, should definitely work over their fear and just get their stuff out there like that?
Yes, because if only for the comments that you get back from the juror, the feedback that you learn from that, and you learn from looking at other work that got into the jury show, and you find out, that's what makes a good painting, and so it helps you reevaluate your own work a little bit more critically, and so it all helps you in your journey, right? So,
I've also been told that when you apply, it's most of the time it's your peers that are part of the jury, And so it gets your name out there as far as the arts community, because they see your name coming up more often in everything that you're applying for, rather than sitting in your studio isolated by yourself and not showing anybody anything. I've heard that that's an advantage as well, just to get your name and your work out there, and then the more times people start seeing it, the more times they start to recognize who you are and what you do.
Yeah, I wasn't familiar with the jurors that had, many of them. Some of them I knew, but a lot of them I didn't. One other experience I had was the Plein Air Live convention. The publisher of Plein Air magazine, Eric Rhodes, he had an online Plein Air convention this year. It's usually physical, and they had it online.
Yeah.
And you could send in work to get critiqued by their master artists, and I was thrilled to bits.
Yeah.
One of my pieces was actually critiqued. So
wow.
That was like, I was just over the moon.
Yeah.
That
yeah, that's great.
But you can learn through even these online conventions, in addition to the shows and so on. So there's lots of learning out there to help you improve, and I'm always learning to improve. Even, I don't know, I'm a bit of a workshop junkie, but I mean, I have, a fine art degree and a diploma from OCA and all of that, teaching degree, but I still love to take workshops, even beginner workshops, just because you always learn something new.
Yeah,
and,
I agree.
And, new way of looking at something or what have you. So,
yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, we all have a different way of seeing things. So every teacher that you go to is going to have a different way of explaining something, and you're going to pick up something from them. You may not pick up everything from them. Some stuff that they show you is not going to work for you, because we're all an individual.
yes.
But even the little bits that you can find, and then you make that your own.
And I also learn from teaching.
Exactly.
Right now I'm teaching on the side, and as you know, when you're preparing a lesson,
Yeah.
you're teaching yourself to look at things, from a step-by-step point of view, and that helps you again to revisit your work and so on, right?
Yeah.
So all of that helps.
Yeah, it does.
And it's fun too.
It is fun. I always get excited when people have breakthroughs, and they get excited about what they're doing, and it makes me excited. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you can be in a group environment, with peers that are kindred spirits to you, then so much the better,
Yeah.
It's a nice, the art community is very nice.
Yeah. How active are you on social media?
Well, I post on Facebook and Instagram, and I have a website. But that's really about it. Should probably try and do more, but that's about all I have the time for.
So we talked about the importance of being willing to keep learning and try new things, applying for different opportunities. Is there anything else you think was important for emerging artists to know, or
just don't give up?
Yeah.
There's many ways you feel discouraged if you're. I mean, we're all our own worst critics, right? And,
exactly.
And you just got to keep at it, and just. There's one artist that I follow, and she says mileage is the most important thing, and the more you can practice anything, the better you'll get at it. And don't presume that you can't do it because you don't have talent. It's a learned skill. It's all about muscle memory and telling your brain what your hand's doing and so on. It's kind of like physical fitness. The more you work out, the stronger you're going to get. Well, the more you paint, you're going to learn, and the more experience you get painting.
Yep.
The next problem you've got to solve, you'll know what to do. And you'll know what to do that much faster than you did the last time.
Yep.
Been there before. It's like anything in life, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, just don't give up. And try not to compare yourself to other people. I tell that to my students in my class, because I teach some beginner classes, and there's some people that are true beginners, but there's some people that are taking the class just to relax, and those people might be art directors or designers, and so the beginner is comparing their drawings or paintings to somebody who's really kind of very experienced, and they don't know that, and or maybe somebody who's studied a lot before, and maybe they're just a little bit out of practice or something, so just try to run your own race and not compare to other people, because that can be very discouraging.
That's so important.
It's our first hesitation to see how we compare to other people and rank ourselves, and just try to put the blinders on and run your own race.
And I think that social media, as good as it can be, that can be one of the harmful things about social media, is we start to scroll through our feed and we see all these other artists that we follow and the gorgeous things that they do, and we think, I'll never be able to do that. Why am I even doing this? I should just give up right now. And then this whole thing goes in our head and just goes round and round and round, and it just really gets in the way. Yeah,
so it's that little voice in your head. You just have to shut it off sometimes.
And
try to encourage yourself. And like I said, just kind of run your own race and do the best you can for yourself. And some days, everything will click, and you'll have your bad days too, where nothing seems to be working out, and you just gotta put it down to a practice day. Just like we have those days where nothing seems to be working out, and same thing for art. So
exactly. Yeah, those are great insights. So there's one question I tend to ask almost every artist.
Okay.
And that is, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Well, still painting. Still doing it. Yeah.
Perfect.
Still having fun. And trying to be the best I can be.
That's great. I want to thank you so much, Cathy. This has been a lot of fun.
It's been fun for me too, Cheryl.
And I love coming out with artists and let them pick where they want to go, because they always find these little beautiful diamonds in the rough. And we're basically in the middle of a neighborhood here, but there's this gorgeous little pond. And the geese seem to love it, and the herons seem to love it, and it's just awesome how we can find these little things in nature.
That's right.
Any final thoughts for our viewers?
No, I just think this is really inspiring what you're doing, showing different points of view from different artists, and thank you so much for doing this for everybody, giving everybody a voice.
Well, thank you.
It's been great.